All right, Aquarius, I think some of you are just needing to go nuts for a little bit. There's definitely, the delicate inner balance going on within you between, exploring that wildness and remaining civilized. But, with the web weaver here, you have to be mindful of your actions creating the same things over again. So from the Halloween Oracle, werewolf, exploring wildness, and from Hidden Realms, the web weaver, synchronicity, divine intelligence, cause and effect, and this did show up as a challenge for you. Now, the werewolf is talking about this balance and needing to consider this and delve into your own ideas of wildness and independence. And then it asks some questions here. When was the last time you spent all day outside? When was the last time you threw your head back and howled at the moon? Do you quash the vitality and curiosity of your body and mind by sitting all day in front of a computer? And it says that this card challenges you to weave a balance between nature and your own nature. And then you have the web weaver. Now, as a challenge, it does talk about needing to address your behavior in all areas, right? Not being fearful, not feeling like you need to manipulate situations, which it does talk about. But it says you're challenged to stand tall in all your perfect imperfections. See yourself truly and allow the patterns of your life to be woven into the beauty meant for you and you alone. Keep in mind that if you do what you did, you'll get what you got. The web remembers everything. Do something different this time and watch a miracle. So, I think you're just needing to get out there. All right, Aquarius. Here's your overall. The Eight of Pentacles. Working, busting your ass, and that's all you're focused on, right? For some of you, all right, that's just what you have to do. You don't have a choice, but putting a lot of time and effort into something. For some of you, this could be on the creative end. I always look at the Eight of Pentacles as somebody who knows what they're doing and enjoys it in some cases, right? But a lot of hard work here, but, we'll see how this is playing out and what you're really needing to put time and effort into. Now, in the past, the Two of Wands. Your choice led you to the Eight of Pentacles. That's what I feel like looking at this. With the Two of Wands as the past coming through, right? You get to create your world the way that you choose. There could be two different courses of action you can take, but whatever it is that you chose to act on here, it could definitely be on the creative end. But, you're working really hard at this. And, with the Eight of Pentacles, there's definitely the payoff, for sure. I feel like absolutely you made the right choice here. But I'm just kind of going back to the Oracle cards and thinking, yeah, you need some time to just like be free almost. Okay. All right. The lovers in the present. Now, again, right, a significant relationship or major life choices with this. And you did make a major life choice for sure. But for some of you, you may be looking at that choice now and considering doing something else. But this is, a major choice that you're making. But again, it could be in regards to a relationship, which is possible here. Oh, yeah. Yep. The Two of Cups. So, for some of you, right, this is everything that you have wanted. This is what you are creating, right? And you've made some major choices. All the way down here. Now, with the Lovers being in the present moment, I'm still waiting to see what's happening here, but, there may be a need to kind of like reconnect with the Two of Cups being there. You're going to have to make a choice here. Do you continue to follow this course of action that you've laid out for yourself and put all your time and effort into that? Or are you needing to put a little bit more into your relationships, people that you connect with, possibly a major relationship here? Are you looking to change things? Is that what you're putting your focus into? But coming out, this is a lot of hard work and a lot of effort being put into, a connection here with the Two of Cups. That or, with what is a good fit for you, right? Like I see that in terms of work with the Two of Cups showing up, right? The choice to do something that fits for you, that feels good for you, right? You feel connected with. But again, like for some of you, this is definitely going to have to do with a relationship. You and Cap, your best path to follow, the Queen of Pentacles. Now, right? Like I don't feel right with saying that, yep, keep your focus on there. I mean, definitely you want to keep your eye on the prize here, but what is it that you feel like you're putting so much time and effort into? Are you lacking in certain areas, like, as far as relationships go, right? But with the Queen of Pentacles, this is about feeling secure, right? And feeling secure with your own ability to create security and stability. And you're busting your ass doing that, absolutely. But maybe we need to get a little bit more grounded, and not put so much focus into one thing, right? But like, I feel like you need to know that you're okay. Like you have no problem creating security and stability. And if you are making a choice here, you're doing the right thing for you. Or if you're needing to make one here, you need to make sure that you feel secure about the choice that you are making. Because again, with the Two of Wands, we could be talking about two different paths you could be taking here. But I don't feel anything bad around any of this. In your environment, the Six of Wands, right? So all your hard work and all your effort is definitely paying off. People are recognizing this, right? You're making a major choice here to put in all your time and effort. And, with the Six of Wands, it looks great, right? And then not only that, but if we're putting in time and effort to, work on things in terms of a relationship, there is victory there. And it's great, and getting back to a place with the Two of Cups where, there's the connection, right? Seeing eye to eye. It's not bad. I just feel like for some of you, you need to know that you made the right choice, And I don't think that, with the Eight of Pentacles being the overall, if you're putting a lot of time and effort into something, I don't think that you're making a major life choice based on attention with that Six of Wands. I really do feel like, this is you doing the right thing. Right? You made the right major choice in your life, major choice in terms of relationship, right? And all of this is going to pay off. All of this is going to pay off in the end. Your hopes and your fears, and it makes sense, right? The Nine of Swords, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, I feel like you need to know that you've done the right thing. With the Nine of Swords, right, there may be a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of thoughts that are torturing you in regards to a choice that you're making because this is big for you. But I'm telling you, like, you're okay. It's just like, it's almost like you need reassurance, especially if you've put so much into something, right? And again, whether we're talking about, a creative collaboration here with the Two of Cups, or we're talking about time and effort you're putting into a specific relationship, whatever the case is, you did the right thing. The Six of Wands would not be in your environment if you didn't, but you may be overthinking things. And definitely with the Eight of Pentacles being there, be careful about how much you put into that, right? But, to me, it makes sense, especially when we're looking at a major choice. Like, shit, did I do the right thing? Yeah, you did. You did. Oh, okay. And then coming out, the King of Cups. So now, definitely for those of you who are in like a major relationship here, if you are really career focused, I think that for some of you, you're taking the path that you were called to take, looking at it coming down, because what you're doing as far as work, creative, things that bring in money, the things that you know how to do, you have a talent and a skill with, right? And you know what you're doing. You're doing the right thing, right? And it's all paying off and it looks great and you're getting recognition. Your work is perfect. But there may be something that is being neglected in terms of a relationship where there's more time and effort that needs to be put into that. With the King of Cups coming out, we could be talking about the person that you're focused on, right? Because this to me is not just, the relationship. This is like, the connection, the emotional connection, understanding a good business partnership, right? Making the right choice to do that, feeling confident in your choice, or at least feeling secure. But there may be a lot of like thinking, a lot of fear and anxiety. Did I make the right choice in terms of my work to possibly, work on things with a relationship, which is possible. But with the King of Cups, no matter the person's male, female, water sign, I don't care. They support you. And that's the thing. And I think that that's the most important thing here, is that no matter what you choose to do in terms of your work or career, you're still being supported. Now, for some of you, right? This could definitely be about you, right? Maybe you're focused on work and everything's great there, but maybe we need to make some choices here when it comes to relationships, and maybe putting some time and effort into that, you know, tapping into your emotions a little bit here. Yeah, and I feel like things get better, but man. So the Page of Swords with the Two of Wands, right? If there's a lot of fear and anxiety on whether or not you've made the right choice here to act on something with the Page of Swords, you may have done it on limited information or not really knowing, right? Because the Page of Swords, I mean, other than bad news, which I don't think you're getting, this is really, going on limited information. That's kind of how I see that, because this is like needing to know more, asking the who, what, when, where, why, all that shit, right? So you may have made a choice here based on limited information. Now, being connected to, the King of Cups, right? And it may be for some of you, you acted on something, from an emotional perspective, but maybe you're doing this in order to kind of work on things with a person here. But like I said, the Nine of Swords kind of sticks out to me with this. Now, with the Three of Swords, though, here's where my problem starts to come in. With the Three of Swords, we're talking about somebody being heartbroken here, right? You may be getting a lot of attention and recognition in terms of your work. You may be like a professional in your field, which is possible here. But the Lovers, they're telling you it's like something is lacking a little bit, and you may need to make a choice here to fix this, right? But the thing is there's still support regardless. And with the King of Wands coming out again, if we're talking about a relationship, this is, and I don't think that this is like making a choice between two different people. I don't think that that's it. And if that is the case, right, you need to know that you made the right choice. But with the King of Wands clarifying the King of Cups, there is like a renewed passion here, but then there's also support. It's almost like this person kicks out of it and is like, okay, I may have been needy, but, I support you now because I see what you're doing is benefiting everyone, So they may get a little bit more confidence and not be so butthurt. And I hate to say it that way, but that may be the case for some of you, right? But, what I will say, though, is, if this is about needing to make a major choice here, if you made a choice based on attention, if we are talking about two different people, you made the right choice. That's what I feel like looking at this. And communication. Okay, so you may be resisting your own personal truth here, looking at the truth. But, with open communication here, I think things are going to get a little bit, easier for you, especially with the way that you're thinking. But don't resist anything. Don't resist the truth, and don't resist communication. Be open to, your own personal truth is what I feel like here. And you may be needing to communicate the truth to yourself, but you may be resisting that, especially when it comes to a choice that you may have made that you may be fearing on whether or not you did the right thing. But I still think that you did, right? And I don't necessarily feel like with that Page of Swords here that, because, we could definitely be looking at that and going, this person is giving you limited information, but I don't think that that's it. I think because of it being connected to the Two of Wands, right, that it's about you making a choice based on limited information. Look to your inner strength. You are stronger than you realize. And I don't know. I don't really, see that as a problem, but it may be that you're needing to pull on your inner strength to be kind to somebody. Especially if they're acting a little bit butthurt. And I hate saying that, but that's what it feels like. But I will say, though, especially with the Oracle cards, that, some of you are just needing to go outside for a little bit. Go do something, take a break from work. Especially if it's affecting a relationship here, But overall, I do feel like things are getting better. You made the right choice. You did the right thing.